Bengaluru-based startup Ultraviolette is here at EICMA 2023 and this is their showstopper. It's called the F99 factory racing program, and this is basically their test bed platform for how far they can push the boundaries. Now, they did show off an F99 at Auto Expo, but this is a very different bike, starting with the bodywork and the aerodynamics. So let's begin there. This little DRL is purely styling, but this is very functional. Now, you don't really need this windscreen. There is a very interesting technology going on here where air gets channeled in through here, and there's an electric compressor down there which compresses it and sends it out through that gap. And that creates an air curtain over the rider's helmet, which they say removes the need for this altogether at high speed. Very interesting aero concept. More aero down here near the brakes, a lot of high-end chassis componentry, we'll get back to that. This winglet over here is also carbon fiber. There's a lot of carbon fiber stuff along the side of the motorcycle. And out here is what's happening that's really interesting. Now, this is active aerodynamics. It will actuate in a bit. This is a demonstration mode, but basically the bike gets information from the IMU, and that panel comes out like that. It can come out by 30 degrees, and it works with the bike up to 60 degrees of lean. Further back, we have a very high-end, high-strung tail with some winglets out there as well, and lots of high-end chassis components again. Now out here, the interesting bit is these flashing lights. The idea is that those are overtake indicators. There's a little camera in the back, and depending on which side the light flashes, it tells you that you might be overtaken by someone on that end. How cool is that? All right, now, why does it have all this high-end chassis componentry? Well, that's because the performance has really been jacked up. The platform has now been scaled up to a 400-volt architecture, which is much higher than the F77. That's about 60 volts. The battery pack is the same 10 kilowatt hours, but power from the motor, which is a new motor by the way, is now up to 120 horsepower. Ultraviolette now claims a top speed of 265 kilometers per hour, and that's why you see the fancy Öhlins suspension, the fancy Brembo brakes. There's an Öhlins shock as well at the back, and that is a completely milled swing arm. So this motorcycle is effectively a test bed. They want to start racing it sometime next year, perhaps as a one-make championship motorcycle. And sometime in the future, maybe 2025, they might actually sell something like this. Now, Ultraviolette is working on what that final production bike will be, but it's safe to say that it'll have similar levels of performance. So about 600cc superbike levels of performance. And it's something you'll be able to buy. The price, of course, will be high, but we'll have to see how that goes. Until then, this is the F99, and it is effectively India's first superbike. And it's electric.